If you're a fan of bold and expressive art, come check out my Patreon. For just $1, you'll get exclusive access to artwork that I don't share anywhere else. Click the link in the video description to dive into my daring creations and unique artistic style. England and Wales are grappling with a significant surge in water bills, prompting outrage and calls for sweeping reform. Environment Secretary Steve Reed expressed his fury over a 36% average increase, a consequence, he claims, of 14 years of neglect under the previous administration. This dramatic rise, he contends, resulted from a failure to address critical infrastructure issues, leading to a costly backlog of repairs. The Secretary's frustration is palpable, echoing the anger felt by millions of bill payers burdened by this unexpected financial strain. He insists that the current situation, characterized by crumbling sewage pipes and deferred maintenance, is a direct result of years of inaction, a delayed reckoning now levied upon consumers. Reed's vision for the future involves a root and branch overhaul of the water industry, aiming to generate billions in new investment and prevent future price shocks. This ambitious plan, however, hinges on the success of a proposed restructuring, potentially involving a complete overhaul of the existing regulatory body, Ofwat, currently under fire for perceived failures. The government is launching a consultation to establish a new regulator, a move expected to address concerns about underinvestment and mismanagement within the sector. The proposed reforms are not without their critics. The current system, some argue, has fostered a culture of insufficient investment and financial recklessness amongst water companies, a situation exemplified by the precarious financial position of Thames Water, the nation's largest water company, burdened by a staggering £20 billion debt. The Secretary's position is further complicated by the prospect of future price increases. While vehemently opposing the scale of last year's rise, he stopped short of definitively ruling out further increases, stating that the ultimate decision rests with the regulators. This nuanced stance underscores the complex balancing act the government faces, addressing the urgent need for investment while mitigating the impact on consumers. The controversy extends beyond financial considerations. Public outrage is fueled by reports of substantial pay raises for senior executives, particularly in the context of rising consumer bills. The Environment Secretary labeled the pay rise received by Southern Water's CEO, Lawrence Gosden, as outrageous, highlighting the stark disconnect between executive compensation and the burden on consumers. This disparity, he suggested, significantly erodes public trust in the industry. The debate has sparked a wider discussion about the future of water regulation, encompassing various proposals. These range from the complete nationalization of the water sector, a move estimated to cost billions but potentially providing greater control and accountability, to alternative models such as public benefit corporations. However, such approaches have their own challenges. While nationalization presents its own set of potential problems, the current system's drawbacks are undeniable. This includes the existence of multiple regulatory bodies, leading to delays and inefficient oversight of environmental protection. The consequences of this regulatory fragmentation, Reed suggests, are clear: persistent pollution and a delayed response to critical environmental issues. Political figures across the spectrum have weighed in, from Nigel Farage, who advocates for private sector involvement while rejecting bailouts, to Ed Davey, who favors a public benefit corporation model, and Kevin Hollenrack, who voiced apprehension about the proposed reforms, fearing they might amount to superficial changes within a fundamentally flawed system. This multifaceted crisis highlights the urgent need for a comprehensive solution, one that balances the interests of consumers, investors, and the environment itself. The government's commitment to having sewage pollution by 2030, a promise underscored by Reed's pledge to resign if the target is not met, demonstrates the scale of the challenge and the potential consequences of failure. The future of water provision in England and Wales hangs in the balance, awaiting the outcome of this critical debate. The coming months will be pivotal, shaping not only the financial burden on consumers but also the future environmental stewardship of the nation's water resources. The government's response to this crisis, and the public's reaction to it, will significantly influence the future of the water industry for decades to come. The challenge is immense, requiring bold action, thoughtful planning, and transparency to restore public trust and safeguard the nation's most precious resource.